Hello, gentle viewers. This is Vindian welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 21 with the Boston Red Sox, and hopefully, fingers crossed, not my power turning off again because this week I'm recording this on Wednesday has been quite fun for those of us that happen to live in South Texas. East Texas, really. Anyway, um, a couple of things I wanted to address. Several of you have recommended turning down injuries. What are they currently set at? It's under players in Space Gen. It's currently on low already. And as irritated as I've been both this week and in the Friday episode, I don't know. I kind of feel like that would almost be cheating if I turned down the injuries. I will give it some thought after this episode and then perhaps consider it. I'm now paranoid about the one rule. Excellent, that's turned off. Let's do it. So, what happened last season? A lot of things went very, very well for us last year, especially offensively. And given how much I was complaining earlier on, that may seem a little bit counterintuitive. And if we look purely at offense, we had 4 excellent players, 1 player who was pretty okay, and then we had some other issues a little bit farther down here. Because of position adjustments by WAR, Joe Tinker looks like he's always an MVP candidate. In reality, he ain't that good. He's just... He's not even a big fish in a small pond. He's a whale in a teacup. Because so many shortstops are bad. They're just really god-awful defensively in this era in baseball. That he just walks out here and slams down 5 wins just because he's not egregiously awful. Definitely an exploit, by the way. What are you exploiting ourselves to? I'm not quite sure, but it is what it is. Johnny Bates had an excellent season. One of his definitely twice as good as last season. Mostly because he was healthy. But a great season all around. Zach Wheat has still not unlocked his final form, but he's getting very, very close to it. Very, very close indeed. Ray Schalk had a very nice follow-up campaign. I'm still not quite sure how he didn't win Rookie of the Year. Oh, he finished second. That's alright. And this is frankly all we want from him. We just want league average offense combined with excellent defense. You're the Joe Tinker of catchers. Tilly Schaefer didn't actually play because we got him in the offseason, but this may fill our center field gap. Milt Stock was supposed to be our amazing minor leaguer to major league success story here. And what he did was very, very good. He hit all the time. He got on base at a decent clip. Didn't hit for gobs of power. But also played a pretty terrible third base. And that's obviously not going to cut it most of the time, but we're going to give it some thought about what we do with him in the future. We brought in Jake Daubert to settle up on first base. I believe we did keep Vic Sayer. Excellent. I am well pleased. And we're just going to let him keep tuning up in the minors until he's ready to make a proper major league debut. and hit the way he should be hitting, which is namely lots of home runs. Now, all that said, we still have a lot of room to grow, and I think Everett Scott might be one of our keys to that growth. Because as great as Joe Tinker has been in the past, Everett Scott is just a better player. And he's much younger and cheaper. I certainly don't feel obligated to rush him to the majors, and as long as Tinker keeps playing at a relatively high level, I'm not going to ditch him or anything like that. I mean, the man's already accumulated like a stupidly huge amount of offensive value. Just because, again, he's a mediocre shortstop in a land where every other shortstop is born without either hand, or either arm, or either leg. But yeah, we've got some decent possibilities, and it's just going to have to come down to, can we get lucky enough to have a great season while our opponents don't? The pitching staff is very much a work in progress, and Stan Kovaleski is definitely one solution to that problem, potentially. But he's also very, very raw. And I want to make sure that he's got lots of time to prove that he is ready for the majors before we call him up. But I definitely would not object to drafting another pitcher. Ever since Pete Alexander didn't work out for us, where we've kind of been stuck in neutral. Other positions we could use a major upgrade at. Second base is fine, I guess. I'd like you better as a utility guy, so if we could find a great second baseman or a great third baseman. I'll be honest, I'm really hoping that Stock hits like 350 or even 400 one year so I can trade him. I think that's his ceiling with this team. Because I don't appreciate a third baseman who is this bad in the field. Anyway, let's go ahead and sim forward and see how the awards went. A gold glove for Johnny Bates and Eddie Saccott and Mike Mowry, who no longer plays for Boston, but did. So that just shows you how smart we were to change his position. Silver Slugger for Bates and Wheat. Milt Stock won Rookie of the Year, but it was awfully close. And no Red Sox won MVP, nor should they have. Good deal. Hall of Fame voting. Who we got? Cupid Childs, I will vote for you. I think I missed voting for you last time around, and second base isn't the strongest position for us, so I will happily vote him in. Leif Cross, I think, also deserves it. I'm going to keep pushing for Cyclone Jim here. Billy Earl, man. I frankly don't know how much I like him as a player, but I guess there's lots of worse ones too, right? And it was, on the whole, a decent catcher. I'll vote for him, I guess. Oh, Joseph Herr. Oh, I'm surprised you even played for 10 years in the majors. 2,100 hits, -6 wins above replacement. You were so bad. You were so bad at every possible position. Oh, my word. No, 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 no. Bug Holiday, I will vote for, I suppose. He's got a bunch of homers. 2,700 hits. Didn't embarrass himself in center field or right field. I don't necessarily think he's all that great, but I'm happy to vote for him. Gonna give John McGraw some more love. Ed McKean almost made 3,000 hits. That's good enough in my book, given how damn good he was for us for so long. What an acquisition, right? We drafted him. We traded for him as Philadelphia. We then traded him to Cleveland at the end there. All he did was hit. You've got to respect that. Toad Ramsey, easy choice. Cannonball Titcone. Mike Smith. Mike Slattery has an argument for the best center fielder in our game's history so far. He played his entire career with one team. That's definitely not something you saw even at this period in Major League history, let alone a career as long as his. What a guy. There's nobody else here that I necessarily feel like I have to vote for. I'm just going to go ahead and hit submit ballot. Oh man, what a freaking draft. None of these guys have any chance at falling to me, but arguably the very best second baseman to ever lace up a pair of boots. Like, you can certainly name other second basemen like Joe Morgan, and I think maybe you have an argument, but the guy was worth 150 wins above replacement. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call Rogers Hornsby the best second baseman of all time. Like, even Eddie Collins, is that the guy I'm thinking of? He plays for New York in this. Yeah, Eddie Collins, another outstanding second baseman. First ballot Hall of Famer, no question. But Rogers Hornsby was just that tiny bit better. Garbage human being, amazing baseball player. You have George Sisler, arguably one of the best first basemen of all time. And if, say, Babe Ruth had never happened, I think he'd be recognized as an even better player than he was in real life. Like, he didn't hit for scads of power, but the man got on base at redonkulous clips. Another fantastic player. Dave Bancroft, well, he was good friends with John McGraw. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. Like, he's not a great player. He never was. But he's really good pals with John McGraw when John McGraw got elected as a manager, so he got in. High Pockets Kelly, again. He made the haul. Did he deserve it? Eh. I don't think so. Baby Doll Jacobson, really, really good. There's some really great talent here. Happy Felsch. Wasn't he another one of the Black Sox? He was, yeah. He was actually out of baseball after 2 years after that scandal. But yeah. Damn. I would murder a handful of fictional managers to get the chance to take Roger Hornsby. But it's not going to happen. I have to condemn myself to that fate. That Roger Hornsby will be Cincinnati Red. And you know what? I don't begrudge them that. I don't begrudge them that one iota. Ooh, Desi Vance. Very nice. Let's see. Is Cincinnati stupid? Not at all. Okay. Charlie Jameson, if we're going for the 1920 Indians connection, he played for Cleveland that year. He had a reasonably good career. I don't remember if he's in the Hall of Fame or not. I don't think he is. I'm not saying I'd complain about that. I'm just saying that there's other positions we probably need worse. All right. Of our outfield choices, Zach Wheat is an institution. And we just spent a decent bit of trade capital to pick up Tilly Schaefer. Like, I know we didn't give them anything, like, shockingly good. But we also didn't give up nothing for him. So, is a player like Jack Smith taking? Maybe. But also maybe not. Charlie Jameson, very good hitter. Again, we're not really hurting for outfielders at this point. We could probably use some more depth there. But this is meant to be, you know, a player that can help us right now. And really, neither of those players would be able to help us right now. They both would be more longer-term projects. Because no one's budging Zach Wheat out of left field. So let's turn to the pitchers. And there's two good candidates in Elmer Myers and Dana Fillingham. All right. Elmer looks like a really solid pitcher, but he doesn't throw strikes consistently, and that concerns me. Everything else looks great. And he's big enough at 6'2" that actually going to put a little bit of heat on his fastball. Oh, Dana. You're such an interesting player. But I really want to make sure that we hit on this first round pick. And I don't think you're going to be that good. And this is why. No, I'm not going that far into the draft. All right. So here are my... Let me talk you through my thought process right now. I know we need pitching. But both of the pitchers that are available to me with my first round pick are deeply, deeply flawed. In different ways. Elmer Myers is going to struggle with control. If he does get control to where it should be, I'm going to be very pleased with him as a selection. If he doesn't, then he's basically a glorified reliever. Fillingham is the opposite problem. Although Dana here's got a much higher ceiling in terms of ability to throw strikes, because they throw so softly, I mean, the dead ball era isn't going to last too much longer. Some people say it ends like around 1920, 1921, something like that. A guy like this is going to get creamed. He's going to leave meatballs over the plate, and he's going to get obliterated. So I don't know that he's a good risk either. Jack Smith hits for power and contact and doesn't strike out very much. Is incredibly fast and plays the outfield fairly well. However, he doesn't draw a ton of walks, which means he's going to be very susceptible to am I going to hit the ball? If he makes contact, he'll be great. If he doesn't, he won't. Charlie Jameson is a little bit more well-rounded in that he is going to hit for contact, but he's also going to draw walks. He's going to hit enough doubles and the occasional home run. He can't play center, and he's 2 years older than Jack Smith. I'm not going to even look at Tim McCabe. We don't need a reliever that badly. We just got one last draft. Here's where it comes down to for me. Zach Wheat is 26. He's not going anywhere. Johnny Bates is 32, but he's been so productive for so long that I'm not ready to give up on him just yet. And we frankly don't know what kind of player that Tilly Schaefer is going to turn out to be. We have a pretty good idea that they'll be a useful contributor to the Boston Red Sox. He's got pretty good range, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, very good speed, and a good overall offensive skill set. So if I draft an outfielder, I'm drafting basically a replacement for Johnny Bates. That's where we are right now. If I take a hitter. The other option is taking Elmer Myers. And there's a lot of appeal to a pitcher like him. Does OSA love him more? OSA thinks even more highly of him than our scout does. So what I take, Smith because he's younger, albeit Jameson is the more professional hitter. If I want the best hitter, it's going to be Jameson. So if we look at potential, contacts about the same, gaps about the same. Smith has power, and Jameson has plate discipline. Smith is much faster, he's more athletic, and he's probably going to be the better outfielder of the two. If we look defensively. Alright, so I'm going to narrow it down between Smith and Myers. Those, I think, are the two best fits for this team. I'm going to actually ask my scouting director what he thinks. He thinks I should take Jack Smith. I concur. I will draft Jack Smith. We'll draft for the future and try to grab a starter with our second round pick. Jesse Barnes, I know you don't have a lot to strikeouts, but you're going to be a good innings eater. That always has value. I'm not taking Carl Mays. I know the Red Sox took him historically. He's the guy who killed Ray Chapman. Obviously, that happened way before I was ever born, but and he felt like shit about it too. I talked about him last episode. Ray Chapman, who was killed with a batted ball, or not a batted ball, rather. He got drilled by Carl Mays, and he died because no one wore batting helmets. It's not really Carl Mays' fault, but I'm gonna take Jesse Barnes. It's not as sexy, but it gets the job done. I hope. I'm kind of set at catcher, but he keeps sliding. This could be a relatively decent value pick. I'll take him if no one else wants him. I don't really care about the remainder of the draft. I'm just going to see if I can't find, like, a pitcher who's secretly an amazing hitter. Like Sam Rice, for instance. Weren't you the outfielder who played for Detroit for a long time? Oh, wow, you barely played long at all. Yeah, I'm going to draft you, and I'm going to turn you into an outfielder. That's your position. I will happily take raw talent like this in the 4th round of the draft. That is the knowest brainer of no-brainers. And then I don't care. I'll pay the extra cash for Jack Smith there. Jesse Barnes. Sam Rice could be the steal of the draft. Because I'm not even going to let him throw one pitch in the minors. He's going right to the outfield, and he will never pitch a day in his life. I don't care if I lose anybody. That's Rule 5 eligible. Is there anything I wouldn't mind adding? Not really. I am good with that. Meh. Nobody here I'm going to get excited about. No thanks. Ooh, the Yankees claimed Ward Miller. That is sure to cripple us for years to come. Sam, my dude. No, I'm not offering you an extension. Set game strategy. You are not a two-way player. There you go. Hey, our first unanimous Hall of Famer is Toad Ramsey. Good for him. I'm much more proud, by the way, of Ed McKean because he was my player than I care about a guy like Toad Ramsey, who is still, you know, a fantastic starting pitcher. definitely deserved what he got, but I'm not gonna say much about that. I like how you keep dropping my budget like you're threatening me. Are you threatening me, Master Jedi? Uh, I'm just gonna keep. I'm just gonna keep investing in player development. All right. Stop making him into a fucking reliever. Cease. Also, give me my scouts rankings, not yours. All right. Scott, you can get some reps in spring training. Barnes, you can be. No, I would make you a starter too. Would you quit turning people into relievers? I think that's the only people I'll invite to spring training. I don't really feel a hard driving need. I'm gonna make sure that they use you as a starter. No, they have been. Okay. No, Schaefer's too good all around to instantly give up on them without at least giving them a chance to show what they can do for us. But Sam Rice is an interesting prospect. Go ahead and do your thing. Well, there's other ways that certain outfielders can have their timeline accelerated. I'm going to go ahead and put Sam Rice on the roster now. And I'm going to go ahead and take you off of you must start at center field right now. No biggies. Let's go ahead and sim. Well, that's a bad break for you. I mean, if you had any chance of winning a major league job, that's just gone. I mean, like I said, I wasn't gonna put him on the major league roster this season anyway, but that still sucks for him, especially if it weakens his development. Sam, I don't know if you're doing this on purpose, but it sure seems like your path to opening the season is getting awfully cleared up. I'm just saying it's a little bit suspicious. All right. How many pitchers do I have? I have 13. I'm just gonna put you on the DL. And then I've got to get rid of one more. It's gonna be Hoff. That's 11 pitchers. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you just reset the staff. I'm not gonna fight about who does what here. I think we'll be fine. Alright, I still have 26 players. I need to send down one. And it's probably going to be Hendricks, to be honest with you. He is the least useful of these players here. Which means Sam Rice makes the opening day roster. As does Sayer. I think you're better served playing every day in the minors. And that means at the end, once this season has advanced sufficiently far enough, we can talk about what to do with you. Hendricks isn't the worst player. I can have him stay up in the majors for a bit. Alright. I'm going to go in advance to opening day, and then I will set my lineup. It's going to randomly say, like, half the team is now walking garbage, just because that's how spring training works. That's like, I genuinely don't believe that all of a sudden that Milt Stock is now, like, a terrible player. Or that Zach Wheat all of a sudden is bad. It's just how it is right now. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Look at that. Number 9 overall prospect. Oh, wait, when did Bruce get drafted? Oh, 2 seasons ago. I must have just ignored that because I knew we wouldn't have a chance to get him. Interesting. Rogers Hornsby didn't crack the top 10? I mean, I'm going to take it. I'm delighted with getting Sam Rice, but... Really? Did nobody sign Rogers Hornsby? Cincinnati, you can't be that stupid. You can't. I don't believe it. I don't believe you would nickel and dime Rogers fucking Hornsby. Surely you're joking. I don't see him. And I know they drafted him. Give me Cincinnati draft history. You absolute fucking idiots. How? How did you not sign him? Wow. Okay. Man, there's a lot of incentive to tank this season now. I won't do it, but how can you do that? What would possess you to take one of the very best players to ever play Major League Baseball and decide, nah, we're not going to sign him. We're going to let him walk. That's so stupid. That is the dumbest thing that I've heard today, and I've heard some pretty dumb things. No, I haven't. All right. Batting potential. Contact. Zach Wheatsma, number 3. He's the best all-around hitter on the team. And then we're kind of this weird state where pretty much everyone else, I don't know where to put them. I'm looking at potential. I want actual. Like, what are you actually factually good at right now? All right, here we go. Do I make Milt Stock the leadoff guy and have Sam Rice hit second? And then have Dalbert clean up? Okay. The only other player I have with even a modicum of power at an important position is going to be Dode Chris. And he's going to need a platoon partner, which is fine. I've got plenty. So you're going to bat 5th. Schalk will bat 6th. Tinker 7th and Levon 8. I'm not saying I don't like Gilhooly. I'm just saying I'm not convinced. When I don't have any other power in the lineup right now, I need to make sure that Chris has a regular job. But I also don't mind you cycling him out. But I need his raw power and ability. Alright. Versus lefties. We're going to copy this lineup. We're going to paste it. But we're not going to have Chris bat 5th. He's just not nearly as good. Let's have Dalton bat 5th against left-handers. Man, you really want me to play Gilhooly, don't you? I'm just playing the percentages, my dudes. I'm playing the percentages. And he's a much better hitter. I'm going to have you start once a week, though. I definitely want Gilhooly to get a lot of experience because I think he's got a ton of potential. Alright. So the lineup is set. It's pretty different from last season's setup, right? Like, let's just super quickly. Hey, an opening day shutout. Who doesn't love that? Let's check the positional register to show how much has changed. Our catcher's the same. Our third baseman's the same. Our shortstop's the same. Our left fielder's the same. Everyone else is different. And part of that is because Bates is hurt. That's not Bates' fault. Because Bates would definitely have started this season in right field if we'd had the opportunity, but oh well. Life goes on. Sam, I want you to be playing every day in the minors, so I'm going to go ahead and activate Schaefer. And I'm going to go ahead and plug Schaefer in as the new leadoff hitter. Okay, we get Johnny Bates back. I want Gilhooey playing every day. I'm going to send him to the minors, and then I'm going to activate Bates. And then Bates, you're my new actual leadoff hitter. I'm actually going to let Milt Stock bat fifth. So there we go. And I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste it. Give me a new depth chart. Give me that new depth chart. There we go. Very good. It's fine. Man, my one friend is having some major issues playing City Skylines today. It keeps crashing for them. George, you're not a starting catcher. No one is going to take you, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you that chance. And look, it's literally nothing that I want. Bro, you need to shut up. Because I'm not trading you unless I feel damn good and ready to do it. Like, you're not starting over Ray Schalk. That's just not happening. He's just a better catcher than you are. Herb Pennock, Vic Sayer. His power is ever so slightly creeping up. Jack Smith is looking like gangbusters. He's going to force some interesting decisions for us. That's 5 weeks out for you. I hear you with your back strain, my dude. I've been there. Again, we're gonna go Schaefer, Stock, Chris, with Dalton as the backup. Now I'll let you do what you want. I don't really care that much. And then Dalton here. I just like Stock better as a number 2 hitter because he's a great contact hitter but doesn't draw very many walks. I like him better in that position. Oh, damn. There goes his career. That's a real shame. third round draft pick. I'm a little bit sad that he got injured, but yeah. All right. Why are you flagging him as a reliever? Here, let me make this painfully obvious because I'm tired of having to fix this. I don't care how much better he might be as a relief pitcher. I need him to be a starter. So STFU. No changes for Sayer that I can see. I had a knee contusion. Holy shit, is he dominating in AAA? I would call you up in 3 seconds if I could. If I knew that you would be the player you appear to be, I would call you up and I would trade Dauber for a starter. Actually, it's the offense that's lagging behind. And again, it's Zach Wheat off to his frozen start. Same with Milt Stock. Pitching staff isn't perfect, but it's not the reason that we're struggling to begin this season. But we can get Johnny Bates back. I would like Johnny Bates to go ahead. No, he's still too good. I was going to say for a split second there that maybe what I needed to do was let him rehab in the minors, but no, I don't think that's appropriate. I think the best thing we can do is get Bates back every day in the lineup, just sparking everything else off. We need a power hitter. And I have a power hitter. We're just not using him yet. And that power hitter's name is Vic Sayer. The dude's got 23 bloody home runs in 58 games. Can I keep you in the minors? Or are you so damn good I just have to let you... Let's check at the end of June, and then we'll gauge our success level there. Overall made the All-Star team, so did Tinker, and that's it. Fucking Ty Cobb. Man, whatever, dude. Sam Rice is now the number 3 prospect. Jack Smith the number 5. Stan Kovaleski the number 8. Yeah, we know what we're doing. All right, let us lock up the minor league coaches. The thing is that Pat Flaherty is excellent, whereas Jim is merely. I might try to upgrade a hitting coach. Maybe let Flaherty come back. Out of curiosity, so you get along well with people, you're just not very good at developing them, which is not what I'm looking for at the major league roster. Andy's much better at development here, so I'm going to go ahead and give you an extension. But I think we go ahead and we let Halpin walk and maybe make Flaherty the hitting coach again. We did score 900. Oh no, this is AAA that scored that many. How many runs did we score last year? 570. I think we can probably do better. I'm going to give that a long, hard think in the offseason. Let's advance. Here we go. I'm looking at two players. I'm looking at Kovaleski and I'm looking at Sayer. And Sayer lost a bit of prospect sheen. Where's Kovaleski? He's improving his control a lot. So let me ask the important question that we're all thinking about right now. Can I make the playoffs? It sure doesn't seem like that, does it? It sure seems like we're out of it, and that there's very little we can do about it. And if this is all Jake Dauber can hit, he's not useful to me. I'd rather play Sayer every day and see what he can give me. Milt Stock isn't hitting for contact, which is a really bad look for him because he needs to hit. Because Lord knows he's not a very good third baseman. Pretty much everyone is not hitting. Like, up and down the lineup. And again, maybe that'll turn around, but I do need to get rid of this stupid hitting coach. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trade Jake Dauber. And we're going to call up Vic Sayer. I have nothing left to learn about this player. And I know he was very useful for us last season, but all he's doing is blocking a roster spot for someone that I think could use it better. So we're going to trade him. And I'm going to look for the best player I can possibly get in return. That doesn't play a position I've already got locked up on. Spread has loads of power, but he's a bad second baseman. Gee, and look who owns him. Cincinnati. You should be ashamed of yourselves. I don't need a catcher. acquiring a very solid starting pitching prospect certainly wouldn't hurt. Because there's nothing else here that really shouts at me as this player will make your team significantly better. Yeah, I'm going to trade for sure and see if you'd give me something else in as well. But I understand that answer is probably going to be probably not. Alright, Chicago. The only other position I wouldn't mind upgrading at would be maybe third. Oh. Let's make this a challenge trade. Schaefer's not that much better than Rice would be, I don't think. Or Smith. And this gives me a potentially excellent pitching prospect and a third baseman who's both good defensively and good offensively. Like, Stock is a contact hitter's dream, but he's never going to be a good third baseman. Now, I don't necessarily love giving up on Schaefer this quickly, given how much I traded to get Schaefer in the first place. But I've got Sam Rice and Jack Smith. I've got options. Would you give me Boardwalk Brown? No. I wouldn't mind getting another prospect out of this, but my question is, would they give me anyone? Anyone interesting? How about a Ben Pascal? Oh, you just drafted him. Now, I don't think you're going to turn out to be very much, but that also means that you'll probably take the deal. Ernie Koob? Sure. No, I can't have Ernie Koob. We are Koobless, sadly. You know what? I'm just going to pull the trigger on this deal. All right, Vic Sayer called up. Jack Smith called up, or Jack Smith keeps playing in the minors? Who is more polished and ready to go? Sam Rice is by far the better center fielder. Let's call up Rice. And then Deal goes on the 40-man. You go on the 40-man, but you're going to Memphis. All right. Game, I'm going to let you tell me who you think should play which positions and where. I don't like this lineup. This is the lineup I like. Because Sayer's a great power hitter who gets on base. He definitely needs to be lower in the lineup. But other than that, I like this. I like the potential of this lineup an awful lot. Let me make this clear. You are pitching exactly 0 innings for the Boston Red Sox. You are forbidden to pitch. And then we're going to do this. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. Bates leads off. Wheat bats third. Wrights bats second. And then Deal is fine where he is. All right, so we've upgraded our defense. And I think we've overall improved the offense pretty significantly. Let's see if it pays off, Cotton. Nope. Right to the minors. Are you okay? If I could get someone to take Joe Tinker off my hands, I would probably honestly take Everett Scott at this point. But Scott is just coming off of an injury, so I'm not opposed to letting him heal a bit. I don't need bad relievers. It's my old pal, Patsy Flaherty. No. Well, that is bad. Hey Stan, are you ready for the major leagues? I don't care because you are. You know how it be sometimes. I'm throwing you into the deep end. I hope you enjoy your career. Oh, they're actually starting Babe Ruth as a pitcher. I would have made him an everyday hitter by now. But, well, we also have a better idea of how this is going to turn out, right? So, I have Everett Scott waiting for a chance to prove that he can handle the big leagues. He's even learned third base just for fun. You have very little to prove in the minors. But it's so hard for me, like mentally, to move on from Joe Tinker. Not just because I think he's a hell of a player. I do. I very much do. But because he continues to provide things that this team badly needs, which is league average offense, decent power for a shortstop, and really good defense. I know Scott can do at least two of those things, but I don't know that he can do at least two of those things, if that makes sense. Is there anyone else on this team I wouldn't mind trading? Zach Wheat, I don't know what's happened to you this offseason, or this season, but I hope you figure your shit out, because you're too important to this team to have you just stop hitting. Is there anybody worth trading right now? Is there anyone I could trade and get a reasonable return on? And if so, who is that player? And what would I even target? These are both excellent questions that I don't have the answer to right now. So I think I'm not going to trade anybody, and I'll probably regret that. But let's be honest here. I don't think we're going to win the pennant, even if everything goes perfectly, and I doubt it'll go perfectly. I mean, apparently this injury is going to make Eddie Saccott a fucking beast when he does come back. Sayer's power keeps ticking up. We honestly need to think long and hard in the offseason about trading Bates. Like, Bates, if you can't get on base anymore, you're no longer of value to me. And I could take a player like a Jack Smith and tell him to go play right and have a at least a better overall experience, even if he can't be a leadoff hitter like you are. But that's how it is. Kovaleski's control dipped a tiny bit, but I'm not too upset about that. Yeah, I genuinely think we trade, like, between Gilhooey and Jack Smith. I've got, yeah, I can't do it anymore. I can't take I'm hitting 50 homers in the bloody minor leagues and leave him there. That's just not on. We're gonna trade Johnny Bates for whatever we can get. I don't care what you want, George Gibson. No one has bitched and moaned more than you. And you need to go fuck yourself. Okay? And again, the Yankees win another pennant. What a freaking shock. Hey, but overall got the pitching triple crown. Very nice. Definitely could be another Cy Young in your future. But yeah, I mean, the Reds apparently are doing something right because they made the World Series and won it this year. But I still think they're going to regret not signing Rogers Hornsby. That was a stupidly short-sighted decision, rather. All right. Hitting coach, I'm bringing back Flaherty, and he's going to take us to the promised land. Because he was just the dirt fucking worst. Oh, poor Jim Halpin. He's like, yes, I'm going to get a wonderful new job. Oh, you want me to come back and not coach AAA? I will constantly switch between the two of you for the remainder of your baseball lives. All right. So what went well this season? Probably not a huge amount. Sam Rice. I'm sorry I kept you in the minors for even 5 minutes. You've definitely proven that you can hang with the big boys. Yeah. Bates started to turn it around a little bit, but I think his best days are behind him. He's already 33. I know he's super popular in Boston, but I've never let that stop me before. Levon actually had a really good season. All he needed was just a full season at second. He hit well enough, and he played a pretty decent second base by one definition, but he still made 85 errors. Oof. Yeah, we could probably upgrade at second. Charlie Deal is what we expected from him. We should probably expect more from him next year. But he hit for contact, he hit for decent gap power, he hit some doubles and the occasional triple. And he played, pretty doggone good third base. Shulk turned in another great year, a little bit better at hitting. He's got a chance to be a leadoff hitter if he can consistently get on base. Zach Wheat was extremely disappointing. And I'm only hoping that he will recover a bit. Look, in 300 plate appearances, I know his power wasn't really there yet, but the rest of it was. I think he's earned a full shot at first base next season. Pitching overall was great. Everyone else was merely fine. Kovaleski did do well in his introduction to the major leagues. I think he'll need to do better next year. Alright, it's the offseason. We're going to kick this off with a bang. I need a starting pitcher, and I need it quite badly. I will take the best starting pitcher I can get my hands on. And if I can't get a great one, then I'm going to look for a second baseman. I'm seeing a lot of second basemen who can't hit. I could get Mike Mowry back. I've had dumber ideas, but not many, to be honest with you. I could bring good old Steve back. All you do is draw walks and play defense. And I'm not saying that's not valuable. But I am saying that I'm not sure I'm willing to give up and only Johnny Bates and only get a mediocre second baseman in return. And it may well be that's the best I can do. That's the best I can. It's the best I can do. Them are the breaks. I'm not sold by Harry Spratt. I can keep... You know what? What if I add in Laval? Levon. There we go. Because your ability to make errors is actually hurting the team, even as you yourself are having a good season. I better be getting like second baseman in their 60s and 70s. You're an outstanding hitter. Ooh. Not a great second baseman, though. I don't need the Milt stock of second baseman. But a Heine Zimmerman now. Oh no, this will play extremely well in Boston. I bet they won't even be upset. Give him to me now. If I drop Bates... Okay. No, I will happily give you Bates. Can I get High Pockets Kelly off of you? No. Okay. How about Jimmy Smith? Surely you wouldn't begrudge me. No. I don't care what you say, dude. I'm trading an overrated second baseman and a right fielder's past his prime for a second baseman in his prime who's an amazing hitter. Do it. And then Jack Smith, you're my starting opening day right fielder. Yeah, fine. Gold gloves. Hey, Joe Tinker and Ray Schalk and Eddie Saccott and former Red Sox Johnny Bates. Now a St. Louis Cardinal. Can't beat that with a stick. Orval was the best overall pitcher. Get it? Get it? I knew you got it. Oh boy, another freaking MVP for Ty Cobb. I'm once again trying to trade George Gibson for a starting pitcher. I can have Chief Bender. You know what? I'm honestly just sick and fucking tired of George Gibson crying. So I'm just gonna make this deal. I suppose you would give me one of your fine catching prospects, would you? No? That's fine. Wonder if I can send him to AAA. No, he won't be demoted. You're better than Carl Cashin. So yeah, we'll find a job for you. Welcome to the Major Leagues, Roxy Walters. You're going to back up Mr. Schalk. It's going to be great. Okay. Who do we got in the hall? Anyone I'm really that excited about? Not hugely. Oh, weren't you that guy that was like an amazing hitter and you got held back because they stupidly made you play center? You're not that much worse. Roy Evans is nothing special. Jerry Knops. Yeah, I'll vote for him. I definitely voted for Mike Slattery last time. Did I just misclick and not click him? Because I definitely would have. I'm fine with this list. We're going to submit the ballot. Then it's draft time. I don't know how you let him go. There's Charlie Grimm. This is not as good a draft. I'm just gonna point that out right now. We'll see what happens though. Which means Detroit is now going to be the team that takes Rogers Hornsby. I need pitching. And Urban Shocker was a borderline Hall of Famer. No, he wasn't. I just totally made that up. But I am not making up the fact that I'm just going to draft him without even hesitating. He is what we need. A good, solid starting pitcher. Could have had Burley Grimes, but he was already gone by the time we got to pick, so say lovey. You don't say no to Joe Lotz. That's always been my motto in life. I should actually check and make sure there's not like a sneaky good hitter here. There's not. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and let my scout do the rest of the draft. I really can't be bothered this season. Because there's just nobody else there that really speaks to me. I will give you every penny you request, my dear friend. I will be delighted to make your acquaintance, and you will hopefully be seeing the majors very soon. Friends, what I think we'll probably start doing is I'm starting to get a little bit tired, actually. I'm probably going to go ahead and end the episode and only finish one complete season. I know that's not what we've done historically, but I think these seasons are getting longer and longer as I'm making more and more deals. So hopefully that's not too disappointing to you. Joseph Burns would be a fine a fine backup left fielder. I also quite like Wyatt Alexander, despite his absolute inability to ever hit anything ever. But no, if someone wants to take Bunny Brief off my hands, then I guess they do. I certainly can't stop them. Oh, delightful. We don't usually get that kind of news about our injured players. It's generally the opposite. Nope, Slattery, Cy Seymour. I guess. I mean, I guess it's fine. And admittedly, he does add another 13 wins above replacement by just being a great hitting pitcher. But I'm still not at all sold on him being an actual Hall of Famer. It's fine. I don't begrudge him. I'm just not surprised. I just didn't vote for him. I think I voted for Billy Earl. I'm still, again, he's another player. I'm just like, He had this one ridiculously fantastic season that he never came close to approaching. And he somehow didn't even crack. Oh no, he got second place for MVP. Okay. Who won the MVP in 1894? That a catcher with that kind of bloody season didn't make it. Fred Dunlop? I don't know about that one, my dudes. Did Fred Dunlap win honest to God 7, 8 MVPs? Was he that good? I guess he was. Damn. Alrighty then. 13-time Silver Slugger, 16-time All-Star, 8-time MVP. He was one hell of a player. Oop, look at that power. I mean, I don't really care, but thanks for the news, I suppose. Spring training begins. Alright, right off the bat. Scott, Shocker. Please give me my scouts ratings, not OSAs. Yeah, definitely Konzelman. Sure. We can let Lots do some pitching. Oh, you really want me to pitch Bender that badly, huh? Alright, we'll give him a shot in spring training at least. And then set up all of the lineups. I don't know why you keep insisting on batting him lead off. That's so silly, but I'll accept it for right now. Like, it's literally the worst place to bat someone with his power is lead off, because he's only going to be hitting solo shots. But I also don't mind that much, and we can fix it at the beginning of next episode when we do our season. I might actually try to do 2 seasons next episode. I'm just a little bit worn out because of weather-related nonsense. I just don't think I can do a second episode. Sorry. You bastards. I mean, that's not the end of the world, but it's also not good news either. Alright, so next episode, we're going to go ahead and get the opening day roster sorted. Without overall, although hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to see a better rotation with Urban Shocker filling in as the number 2 and then later the number 3. I am going to stab this game. I know why it's doing that, and it needs to stop doing it. Like, I know Kobleski would have amazing stuff as a relief pitcher. He's not a relief pitcher. He's a starter. And you need to recognize that that's just the era we're in, which is that relief pitchers don't matter that much. But yeah, this is certainly not a bad rotation that we're starting with, especially when we get overall back. We could have potentially 4 pitchers in the 50s and 60s, which we haven't had in a long time. Please, give me my own scout. And again, we see the usual post spring training dip. It'll get better. It'll get better. Let's go ahead and arrange ourselves to have our 25-man roster, and then I'll go ahead and end the episode. Huff, I'm going to go ahead and designate you for assignment. Keating to the minors. Strand, I'm just going to cut you. Wow, Tin Cup all of a sudden looks like hot garbage. What happened? Okay, part of the problem is, once again, we're looking at OSA, but... I have 14 pitchers. I don't need that many. I'm going to send Cooper back to the minors. Scott to the minors. No, he won't do it. Wither up to the minors. What does that put me at? 12? Yeah, I still got to send out one more. Konzelman has pitched a long time in the minors. He's earned at least a shot in the majors. I'm going to add him to the 40-man. Lots. And then position players. Tannehill's still a decent defensive third baseman, but that's about all I can say about him that's positive. Hendricks is okay, I suppose. What is the market like for a Joe Tinker? Out of curiosity. I mean, it's decently robust. It's certainly not a bad market. I just don't see anybody here that I necessarily am eager to grab. I don't know. I just don't see anybody here that I'm like, I must have this player. Joe Tinker is 35. And he did it 233 last season. I frankly think Scott has at the very least earned the right to be our backup. So I'm going to go ahead and release Tannehill. And Stark, you only play second and that not well. So I'm going to go ahead and say you get waived. Alright, that's my 25. Let's go up to opening day. And then we will set the roster. And next time, we'll see how this season goes for us. I don't know how you can be unhappy with my performance. Like, let me just make this painfully clear to you, Willie. I don't give a fuck if you're happy with my performance or not. I'm the best damn general manager and manager that the Boston Red Sox have ever had. Like, full stop. There's no disputing that. And just because you're being a big fat weirdo right now doesn't mean that, you know, I'm going to be intimidated by you. I mean, if you want to fire me, you can fire me. I will happily go back to the National League and actually have a chance at someday being successful. Like, when I say I'm the most successful general manager in Boston history, I'm not exaggerating. Like, let's consider what happened, right? I took over Red Sox of Boston in 1911. Okay, so keep that in mind. 1911 is the operative year here. I have won 80 or more games every single season. And in fact, apart from 1907, 1894, and 1891, every 80 plus win season has come from me. And if this owner is so incredibly short fucking sighted to see that, oh, you can't make the playoffs because the Yankees are jerks, that's on him, not on me. And if you want to fire my ass so I can find a team that will appreciate me, I will happily do it. This is a pretty incredible run for the Boston Red Sox. And just because we can't win pennants is not my fault. Like, it just isn't. A player like Ty Cobb is that damn good that he just elevates the rest of his team. I can't compete with that. I'll never be able to compete with that. The best we can do is hope that something happens to Ty Cobb or that the Yankees make a fuck up or something like that. But it's like, where is Ty Cobb? Oh, he's only out for 4 weeks. I got excited. I shouldn't have gotten that excited. But anyway, so I don't care that he's unhappy with me. He's just pissed off because I won't increase attendance. It's not my fault that people aren't showing up at whatever, jackass. Until next time, though, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.